Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever episode number 218, right? That was it? 218? I think so. I don't remember. I think it's 218. But thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate it. Let's go catch up on chat before we get into me talking a whole bunch. Let's see who's here. All right, gotta scroll a little bit. Ortiz, how's it going? Thank you for being here and being a mod. Shane, I am Zaxxon. Deep North Adventures, thank you for being here. Stephen LeBlanc, thank you for being here. HD, thank you for being here and being a mod as well. Michael and Kristen Reed, thank you both for being here. And Kristen, sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Hopefully, it gets better. Alan Curie, how's it going? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it as always. Staying up late. Weez and Geezer, thank you for being here. Appreciate it and being a mod. Who else we got? Brian, how's it going, Brian? Brad's Bucket, how's it going? What? Wrench Repair? What's up, John? Why are you here, Wrench? You're here so early. No. All done with the plowing. I mean, everything here is starting to seriously melt. Like crazy quick. Mentally corrupted, how's it going? Sorry, I was trying to read stuff too. Want to read what y'all are writing while I catch up. Jason G, Lucky Strike Paydirt, how's it going? Jason, how's your son doing? I remember last time I asked you, he was getting everything all taken out and stuff. How's he doing? Mike from Gold Nugget Sales, how are you? Awesome vlog. That was great. Love to see those two Paydirts back. Ayad, you can check the shelves. Look around on the shelves, you'll see it. Midwest Gold Fever, how are you? Thank you for being here. A Sky Warrior, what's up? Richard Dow, Bear Prospecting. I still have to send you a package, Bear. I need to write a note about it. I have it all set up. I just need to get it in gear. Bear Prospecting package. It's two things I'm sending. Maybe more, but two things I know. Brewers Prospecting, how's it going? I was screaming the whole time. I'm like, why is Jim sending that? That's Brad stuff. I'm like, I knew as soon as the sticker came, I'm like, oh, Brad. Annie Stevens, how are you? Whiskey Lover in the house, thank you for joining the show. Mr. Meanleaf, thank you. Aaron Mack, thank you for joining here. Andy Casey, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. And anyone, if I miss you, Wes Watful, how's it going, Wes? How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Brewers Prospecting, I think I said hi, but if not, hi. All right, I think I said hi to everybody. I can pop out chat now. We can start talking about the Paydirt tonight, what we're going to be panning, things like that. What's up? If you're a Patreon member, you might have noticed I have not done a daily ROI chart for the last 2 days. I run everything because I run two laptops for studio and back and upstairs for editing and stuff like that. I run a lot of stuff on USBs. And for whatever reason, my daily ROI, I just keep on a separate. I had brought it down here to put something on it. Or to transfer it down to this laptop and something corrupted it and I didn't want to rebuild it and like all the images from all the past ones, I didn't have to try to take them off of Patreon. So I was just been messing with it and finally got it to load up and move it to another USB drive. So, so the daily ROIs will be back tomorrow. So I have not even looked at Goldspot really. I know it was over $5,000 and it's I will say it's been a lot more normal. It hasn't been doing those huge $100, $200 ups and downs. Like if you look at it, it's not doing all that. It's small, tiny peaks and valleys, which I like. I like it like that. So that was good. Brad, those left behind. Yes, I just opened it like an hour ago. That's some awesome stuff. I still got to go through it fully to check it all out. And I need to read the book. I want to read that book and see. But that was some really cool stuff and way too generous as always, brother. I know, Midwest. I saw the high grader and I saw that jug and those really shiny nuggets, but then I thought, oh, I can't afford that. 308 Prospecting, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. There we go. We're doing live chat. There we go. So, but yeah, high grader is too much out of my price range. Even the Aussie, the big red, was out of my price range. $190. I was like, oh, gold is just oh. So, but all right, let me tell you a little story about how senile I am. So, I have been wanting, I mentioned it, I think a couple weeks ago, a while back, about my my bucket list for Paydyrts. I've always had a bucket list for Paydyrts. People have them. I mean, I have bucket lists for all kinds of things. There's bucket lists for vehicles I've wanted to own over my course of my lifetime. And most of them I have owned, even if it's shortly before they blew up or broke down. Still a couple left on there I'll get one day. But I have a bucket list of Paydyrts I've always wanted. And I said I just panned one out, and there was still just one left on the Gold Nugget sales list. So someone reached out to me, offered to purchase one, and I just have to send them the gold. And the reason that this bucket was, or this jug was on my list, was because of the label. I absolutely love the label, and I will put this up on the screen right here. The Big Easy. And since I'm from New Orleans, I figured this is what better Paydirt for me to want to pan out. And I even told the person who ended up buying it that I've always just wanted the jug on my shelf. I have a jug over here from Jimbo's Gold. It's one of my favorites I've ever had. And I wanted to put the Big Easy over here because I actually love the jug. The only problem is I'm senile. And even though I've watched the video probably a dozen times of Mike showing off the Big Easy, and I've seen the jug in the thing, I never realized it doesn't actually say the Big Easy on the jug. So I have to go and now have this label made into a sticker so I can slap it on the jug so I can put it on my shelf, because my brain, for whatever reason, just saw the Big Easy on this jug every time I looked at it and said, oh, I really want to pan that out and put it on my shelf. So, but I really do still really appreciate the person who purchased this, and they will be getting the gold. I will be panning this all out tonight. I will double pan it, triple pan it, make sure I get all the gold, and sending them off the gold. And then I will be ordering a sticker to stick on top of this so I don't look like an utter fool. And put it on my shelf. But that's my senile story for the night. You know, what you gonna do? Ranch, way too kind, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Georgianne, thank you for joining the show. Google ripped you off on your super chat. What? Wait. It did just take a while. I think it just took a while. Yeah, he's got some nice, I will say, it was probably one of the best investments Mike did by hiring somebody to take photos of the gold, because I go there all the time now. I don't buy anything, so I don't know if monetarily it was worth it for Mike, but it does make me go to the site more often to check out all the nuggets, because it used to be, you know, he had like 8 nuggets. You know, you'd go to Arizona, because I still have never really gotten a good nugget from Arizona that I really liked. And, you know, there'd be like 3 nuggets. Now there's 2 or 3 pages, and I really like that. And there's smaller ones, you know. There's half-gram nuggets and things like that. So, really good. Really appreciate that. David Hamilton, how's it going? Thank you very much. Appreciate you for being here. I am big. I'm not too easy, man. You know, you got to send me some coffee or caramels or something like that. You know, you guys give me gifts. Next round, I'll have to put that on there. There is a story behind that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just so crazy that I've seen the jug, because I've watched that video a few times, and I've just, you know, and even like if you go to the actual page for the Big Easy Paydirt, you can see the video, and the thumbnail shows the jug, shows you holding the jug where it says just nuggets and pickers. And just in my brain, it always just says the Big Easy on the jug. So I'll get a sticker made, put it on there. I will take off the includes a 3-gram nugget part probably and just, put Dylan is the coolest or something on there. So, Bills, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Jeff O'Reilly, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. You're getting caught up after years of being behind. I'm still always behind. Wisconsin Prospecting, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I have a, that's what we were talking, I think, in the last show, and this is why this was on my bucket list. I don't really have a bucket list for like 1 ounce Paydirts. I've actually, I had a good buddy of mine once send me a bag of Paydirt. I panned it out, I believe on a mail call. That was 2 ounces of gold. I didn't get to keep it, but it was just fun to do. I've done the Lynch Mining 1 ounce bucket before that. Again, I didn't get to keep it. Somebody sent it to me. So I've panned out some big jugs, and to me, it's just always, the things that are on my bucket list are always like the weird ones, like this one, because it's the Big Easy. I still haven't, but I could kind of say it's on my bucket list, is I've always wanted to pan out. Oh, I moved them. They're on this side now. Is the beginner bag. Just because, let me move the picture. You can't see it. Oh, Dylan. Is the beginner bag. It's just things like that. The Gold Rush bags. I still really enjoy panning up the Gold Rush bags, even though I know there's no gold in them. It's just, to me, a lot of it is just the different panning experience of doing certain things. So, even if I know it's going to be not a great ROI, I still want to pan it out just for, the experience of it. So it's never been about, the amount of gold. I will say that there's a lot more criteria for me than the amount of gold in a thing. So, but I do miss the days of 5-gallon buckets. Nobody makes 5-gallon buckets of Paydirt anymore. There is one company, and that review will be coming this year. So, so it should be good. So we'll have some fun. It should be some nice nuggets and pickers in there. So should be easy, just like me. So Alpine Prospecting, how's it going? So yeah, I'm excited. And by the way, if anyone doesn't know, like Mike was saying, he was 2 years behind. I am extremely behind on my videos and producing them and editing them and stuff like that. So Monday's videos came out today. I got them in today at 5 o'clock. I dropped 2 videos, both of them by Clash. I did his Impossible bag and I did his new Fool's Gold bag. So make sure you go check out those videos. I think one of them will really surprise you on not the results and my thoughts on the bag of Paydirt, and the other one probably won't surprise you. But I definitely should check them out. Usually, I'm sure I'll get all the haters, the people that think I just hate on Clash. I'll have to see how they comment on one video and not the other. So make sure you go check those out. And I will be back on track this week. I've been moving stuff around. This laptop is giving me all kinds of issues, so that might hopefully not cause any delays. The hard drive on it is going out, so I have to keep restarting it like 10 times to get it to work sometimes. So, but I should be back on track for videos. I redid my schedule earlier today to make sure I have time to get these. So yes, I am going to pan the entire jug today. We're going to pan this whole thing out. So we're going to get 15 grams plus out of it. So yeah, we're going to pan the whole thing. I got a little bit of time tonight. No kids, so I can pan it out. But again, it's the Big Easy. It shouldn't take that long to pan. I haven't even looked at the material. I just opened it up. I got the box in last week and I just opened it up earlier today. So I haven't even looked at the material. See if it's the typical. Yeah, looks like the typical. Might be a little siltier than usual. But yeah, I'm going to pan the whole thing out tonight. We're going to go through the whole thing. We'll see all the gold at the end. Richard Dow. So yeah, but make sure you can go check out the Clash videos. I'll send you a 5-gallon buck from. Yeah, email me, Shelby. Troy, how's it going, Troy? Long time no see. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate that. John R. Prospecting, how's it going? I think next Tuesday. We're doing your Paydirt. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. sucks. I have my schedule on my other laptop. I need to figure out a way to share my schedule to both laptops, so I can always look at my schedule on what's up there and what's down here. So, but I think next Tuesday is John R. Here, let me look at a schedule or a calendar. What is a calendar? Yeah. Next Tuesday, we'll be panning out some John R. prospecting Paydirt. So that should be fun. Unfortunately, I'd planned on doing a different Paydirt since I was doing a review next Tuesday, but we're doing the John R. So I need your answer. Okay. When it arrives, I will get it. Mailman, I wouldn't expect it to be here fast. Every single package that has arrived to me in the last 2 weeks has made a circle trip. It's kind of like, it's spiraling here. Somebody sent me something from California. It went down to, where did it go? Atlanta. It went down to Atlanta, then it went up, then it went over to Chicago, and then it came down to me. It just kind of made a giant circle. It's just all my mail. I don't know what it is, but Evansville, just being in the center of Indiana, I guess. So, all right. Yes, that should be good. And see, tonight to celebrate, since I messed up on the Big Easy, I made myself some hot chocolate. I figure I'm having me some hot chocolate tonight instead of coffee. I already had a whole bunch of coffee earlier today. So, all right, Richard, I appreciate you popping in. I really do. Curry, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're going to do some panning today. We're going to see here. I need to look up what gold is. What is gold spot right now? All right, let's see. Gold spot. Gold price today. There we go. Couldn't find my bookmark. 5,030. Yeah, so it's just been going up, little dips and dives. I like this. I don't mind it going up $6 or $10 a day, up or down. That's so much better. 5,030. Not too bad, not too bad. But all right, let's go. I'm going to go to there's an envelope. All right, yeah, it'll probably get here a little bit quicker then. 162.54. What is that it? I didn't see that. 162. I thought it was 160. Hold on now. It's 161.74. Somebody must be looking at AppMex. Don't look at AppMex. Don't look at AppMex. Always use Kitco or goldprice.org for your gold spot. If you use any gold bullion dealer, they inflate the gold prices because then they can charge you more for the gold they're selling you. Because they sell more gold than they buy, so it's advantageous more for them to have the price higher. Jose, how's it going? Long time no see. Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that's here tonight. And thank you, Wrench. Even though Google tried to steal it. Thank you for the dono. I appreciate that. Coffee sounds good. It does. I had a whole bunch this morning because I was still editing one of the videos and stuff like that. One of the new Clash videos. So I was like, well, I don't want more coffee, but I want to enjoy myself tonight. So I'm going to have some hot cocoa. So, it's probably not good for me. This will probably be the one that throws me over and makes me, my doctor say, oh, your blood work doesn't look as good. Well, we have it before Tuesday. It's special. All right. Yeah. Well, hopefully it gets here. They are pretty good with letters here. That's all I will say. I get my bills on time all the time. So my bills get here lickety split. And all my insurance stuff gets here always in quick. David Danduran, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. So, but yeah, all that stuff should be here quick. But all right, let's start doing some panning again. Today we're going through the Nuggets and Pickers, the Big Easy jug that doesn't actually say Big Easy on it because I can't read. I don't know, something's wrong with me in the brain. But all right, let me shrink down the ugly mug, get to the panning cam, set everything up, and do some panning. So there we go. That is all set up. It's a little bit dirty because that's still the water from the Clash. I figured why change it out? It's going to stay cold anyway. We'll just use it. I just cleaned out the catch pan so I wouldn't have all that difficult Paydirt in here, so it wouldn't make it harder to go back through it. Yeah. All right, let's get everything set up. I gotta open up, put a pan in here. All right, give me a second. We'll get it there. Where's my tablet, my gloves? I'm gonna have the first one. I'm gonna have the first one. That's awesome. It's always good to be special. I've been told I was special a lot, especially when I was growing up. All right, got my towel, got my jug. Let's throw some gloves on. Empty out this jug. Start doing some panning. And everybody, y'all should have some hot chocolate tonight. That is kicking tonight. All right. I'm now going to dump all the material into the pan at once. So maybe a third of it. That's about a third right there. So we'll go through it. See how easy this stuff is. See if this is as easy as that impossible Paydirt from Clash or as easy as the Fool's Gold. Because now that I've learned and I now know how to tell the difference between gold and pyrite, this should be super easy. So I'm going to start with a little bit, see how it does. Now remember, everyone, don't let me forget that I have more. Here, I need to put this somewhere so I don't forget. I have a bad habit sometimes of leaving some dirt sitting around from a pan or something and have to go back and pan it for a video. All right. Oh, wait. I don't have my tablet open with chat. Y'all could be telling me how awesome I am and how wonderful I am, and I'm not going to read any of it. All right. All right, chat, come on. Oh. Why does YouTube not work? Miller prospecting. I can get it to open. I can't get chat to open. All right. Oh, there we go. Yay. Cockatoo Birdman Bill, how's it going? What? Only 25 likes? Well, maybe they'll start liking it if one of the mods want to drop the hidden link, because don't forget, we are going to be doing the Wheel of Treasures tonight. So if you're putting up with my ugly mug, you might want to win something. So make sure. Yeah, I did see that John R. He's got two. I don't want to say two of my favorites. The Big Red is one of my favorites from him. The Big Red is one of my favorites. And I was contemplating buying one just for my shelf, but I haven't decided yet. I will say I like the High Grader. It's probably not my favorite, though. The High Grader probably isn't my favorite. I like, like things like I said earlier. It's not all about the carat of the gold. It's more of the experience to me, or the amount of gold in a bag of Paydirt. So I know why people like it, though. It is some beautiful gold. But since all my gold just gets mixed in a jar and sent off to my Patreon members, it's, it would get lost in the shuffle. Hey, Jeffrey, how's it going? You probably looked at me too close and just made everything blurry. No, have fun with OBS. Only 7 bags left? Oh, which one? Which one? Which one they only have 7 bags left? Well, I don't have to worry about the Big Red, because I was listening to his video and he said he has enough dirt for 50 bags, but only 30 have gold in them. So I could always get him to, Mike and me seem to get along pretty well. I'm sure I can get him to throw just some normal gold in one of those and sell it to me. As long as I know he has some dirt left, I'm good. Mark Sheldon, how's it going, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. And Lucky Strike, how's it going? How's the Paydirt going? I saw you added a ton of new Paydirts on there, and I haven't gotten to do my daily ROI. All right, you got some gold. I don't know how easy this was. I was expecting all like 5-gram nuggets and ounce nuggets and stuff like that. This is so hard. What is Mike doing to us? This is way too hard, Mike. If it weighs less than an ounce, I can't pan it out, man. There we go. The first little bit of gold. Now, again, somebody sent me this, or they paid for this jug, so I need to capture all the gold. So I am going to pan and try and make sure I captured it all. And then I will go back and get it. So none of this is going in the Tuesday tailings, unfortunately for y'all. So yeah, mouse pads can be a big pain in the butt. I just ordered a new one like last month for my upstairs, because the one I had was just driving me crazy when I was editing. So I had to order another one. I just got an entire desk-sized one. What's up with what? Joey Brown, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. The High Grader. Yeah. Yeah, I like the gold for the High Grader. The last time I think I did the High Grader, I got a whole bunch of it, so I could have it for my Patreon members for the month. So typically, that if there's something special, I'll try to grab a whole bunch of bags, but I can't. Gold's too high now. I can't afford multiple bags of High Grader for my Patreon members. I love my Patreon members, but man, I gotta try and get deals as I can. I try. I tried to make a deal to buy some gold today. Funny story. Somebody wanted to sell me some gold. I said, yeah, send it to me. It was golden Paydirt sand. It was a jar full of golden Paydirt sand. I was like, yeah, no deal here. I got to send him back his sand. So. Yeah, laptops are so much better nowadays. That's what somebody was asking me why I don't have like a desktop down here. Just because it'll handle more. Like a desktop, you can put in more USBs and HDMI ports and things like that. You can put as many as you want. But just laptops are so well built now, and you know, I keep mine plugged in, so I don't really have to worry about a battery or anything like that. You can always give away AU. Mike, you can always give it away. You know my address too, so you can just always send me gold and say, Dylan, you know what? You're missing that tooth in the back. Why don't you just put this nugget in there instead? Yeah. Yeah, just tell me what, and we'll pop it in. I'll add it to when I'm pulling names later tonight. Yeah, the big red, I still love the big red. So. Yeah, I was talking to someone about that the other day about, certain things you can buy that'll keep going up in value, and some things you buy go up and down, but some just historically just keep going up, and gold and silver is one of them. They're good, solid investments. You don't have to worry about, like finding out that somebody's been embezzling from a company and all of a sudden your stock goes from $100 to worthless. Or a nice custom jug. Well, there you go, brother. 3/4 gram high graders for tonight. All right, let me write that down so I don't forget. There we go. So yeah, we will be giving away later tonight. We'll be spinning from the Wheel of Treasures, and we'll also be giving away 3/4 gram high grader bags. Yeah, the chat goes too fast sometimes. Oh, Joey, I hope so, brother. That's the worst thing about seeing doctors is sometimes you'll go to a doctor and they just don't want to fix anything. They just want to they're just a pill mill. They'll just, take this and go away. We don't care. So you got to keep going, and then finding a new doctor is a pain, I got my new dermatologist. I think my appointment's next month. I've been waiting, I think it's like 17 months I had to wait to get my new dermatologist. It's just ridiculous. So. Grateful American, how's it going? Curtis, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. KC String, what's up? Thank you for joining here. And anyone, if I miss you, don't worry. I'm sure I'll catch you eventually and say hi to you, but I really do appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to check out the hidden link that the mods will be dropping any second now. Go to that hidden link. Make sure you leave a comment on that video, and then at the end of tonight, we'll go through the hidden link. We'll go through all the comments on it, and we'll randomly pick 4 names. 1 will win something on the Wheel of Treasures, and then 3 will win a 1/4 gram bag of my Gold Nugget Sales High Grader. So, get you some good stuff. That's it. That's the worst, Joey. My uncle was like that. He had back surgery, and the doctors really jacked them up, and none of the other doctors wanted to mess with it. They were like, oh, just go back to him. And unfortunately, he did go back to him, and he messed it up even worse. And, it was just over for him. And thank you very much, Tomcat. And thank you for being here and being a mod. Thank you for dropping the hidden comment. And Ortiz, thank you as well. Mr. Hogan, how's it going? The real Mr. Hogan, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Hogan, make sure you check out my shelf when we go back to my ugly mug. See if you can't find something on there. Some chunkier gold. This pan had a little bit chunkier. Previous pan had some smaller stuff. Getting to some chunkier gold now. Yeah, I can do that. We're just giving away all kinds of stuff tonight. 0.15 from Lucky Strike. I would suggest maybe, Mr. Lucky Strike, if you want, you can wait till next Tuesday. Might be a good day to do it. Let's just say, because next Monday, a video will be coming out. So it'll make more sense if you did your giveaway next Tuesday. That's all I'll say. Yeah. I saw that, Casey. Thank you. Yeah, just chat slower than me. Yeah, GNS is one of the top sellers. This is the reason he's my #1 recommended Paydirt seller, and he's been my #1 recommended seller for, essentially 3 years. Because even when someone topped him, they just can't keep up with him. So, and they end up losing the spot back to him. All right, yeah, that's good. So we got 4 bags of Paydirt tonight, plus a wheel. Spin on the wheel tonight. Yeah, I like Paydirt. Paydirt is really nice. The only time, in case you haven't noticed or you didn't see, I did drop 2 new videos today. One was a review on the Clash Impossible bag of Paydirt, and one was on Clash's brand new Fool's Gold Paydirt. And I've never really had a problem with pyrite versus gold. I don't think they look really anything similar. Unless, it's like a glance, like if you looked at a pile and you said, oh, you might see something sparkly and you might think that it's gold. But once you start panning it, unless you're dealing with really fine stuff, like if you have some -50 pyrite and some -50 gold, then it's a little bit harder to tell the difference between them. Not too much though, just because once you start panning the way they move in the pan, you can tell. But Pyrite, you can get some really nice. I used to, when my son used to collect gems, he used to have some really nice specimen pieces of pyrite that we got at some shows. What? Leslie wants to do a giveaway too? Oh my gosh, where did I miss that? You people, let's see. Well, all right, FGW magnet. All right, we'll do that too. And Wesley, all right, we got that. So an FGW magnet, we can do that too. All right. Maybe I won't do my own wheel tonight. I'll save me some prizes. Thank you very much, Tomcat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. Yeah, saw that. Chat's is going too fast. If I keep looking down at my pan. Dina, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. PA Patriot, what's up, brother? Co-president, how's it going? That's awesome, John. I think if you send all that to I Am Zaxxon, he'll tell you if it's real or not, though. Because you might be surprised at how much that might not be real gold, John. If you send it to I Am Zaxxon, he'll tell you if it's real gold or not, and then he'll dispose of it for you if it's not real gold. So make sure you use I Am Zaxxon's wonderful services. He's really good at that from what I've heard. I mean, from what I've heard, he's got like a 100% rate of finding fake stuff. Like everything people send him is fake so far. So it's pretty good. Who was it? I want to think. I'm trying to think who it was. So I think it was. Oh. So back in the day, I mean, he's since passed. But Tommy from Tommy Knockers, when he stopped really messing with Paydirt and he started doing like unboxing of like the baseball cards and stuff like that. Those are some chunky pieces. Whew. Well, that one kind of looks like a heart. Yeah, no. He used to have this display, and he had it on his shelves for a while before, you know, hard times hit him. And it was kind of like a 3-tier of wood. Like each one was just about that high, and it went across, and it was a board probably about 2 feet long that he drilled out holes in, just deep enough so he could just sit in a 1 ounce or 1 dram gold vial, and then he'd carved in the wood with the little burner what each vial had in it. And he used to have like 100, 200 of them on shelf all the way around because it didn't take up much room. And I always thought it was the coolest thing. Always, brother, always. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And I was always like, man, I want to build one of those and have one of those. But unfortunately, I don't get to keep my gold. But I'll have to send you, like, see if I can find a picture of it or explain it to you, John, so you could do it. Because I always thought that was just the coolest thing to display, where you just have like rows and rows of vials, all, you know, in a nice piece of wood, you know, tiered just like steps. So you could always see it, you know, and be on display as opposed to like putting them in a box or something like that. You know, and thank you very much, Hogan. I appreciate that. Yeah, you get that tax. Yeah, it drives me crazy for like buying Paydirt from somewhere, you know, where you live and get it, you know. Like prospecting gear, when I order from them, bear prospecting, they always tax me. I don't like paying tax on stuff. Paydirt Getaway, what's up, brother? How you been doing? Long time no see. Yeah, right. Uh, 85. Oh, I'd be lucky if I make it to 85. I don't even know if I want to. As bad as I hurt now, I don't know if I can do another 30 years of this. And again, if you don't know, tonight we're panning out the Big Easy jug from Gold Nugget Sales. There we go. The Big Easy Nuggets and Pickers. Alan, thank you very much, brother. You didn't have to do that. I'm going to use these funds tonight to pay for my sticker so I can actually have a jug that says the Big Easy on it. When you get old, your brain just isn't as sharp as it used to be. And the Big Easy came out what, like 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. uh, at 3 or 4 years, I have not known the difference. Oh, that's awesome, brother. I saw your text. Um, Left Behind. That's awesome. I will send it to you then if you want, because I only need one. Yeah. Yeah, John. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love, gold nugget sales. And it's funny. Like I remember when gold nugget sales first came out, and essentially he had like whatever it was, is 3 or 4 bags of Paydirt, and everybody was complaining there was all the same material. They're all like, this is all this, it's all easy stuff, and this and this and this. And if you just look at the progression of when Mike first started selling Paydirt to now, you can see he loves Paydirt and he loves gold and all that, because he could have just kept using the same material and just said, I'll put in chunky gold in some bags, small gold in others, and call them, like that's what sellers used to do. You would go to a seller and they would have 3 bags of Paydirt, like 3 1-gram bags. One would be easy, one would be medium, and one would be hard. That was it. Mike's going out and getting Australian dirt and stuff like that. So you can't, you gotta love it. Jeffrey. Oh, I still need to. Here, I need to. I will do it tomorrow, Mike. I had an idea for you. Um, that I'll have to email you about or text you about. And I keep meaning to do it, but then I keep forgetting about it. Here, give me a second. Text. All right. Yeah, I like those. I've got a whole bunch on my shelf. So of those quarter grammars, I really like those quarter grammars. Yeah, 90% of the time, if I'm panning off camera, no, video, no Tuesday night show or anything like that, it's usually smaller bags of Paydirt. Like somebody will send me like a little 3 ounce bag of Paydirt, and I don't want to usually do it. And like one of the things, like say, or I'll buy something like say this Vendetta tube, something like this. If I do this on a live show, it'll be done in 10 minutes. Then you're just looking at my face a whole bunch. So I will do all those, when I'm bored and I'm like, okay, I need something to do so I don't eat a pie. I will go pan out one of these, or if I just want to see some shiny gold or something, just having a bad day and just want to relax, There we go. Yeah. This stuff's so hard to pan out, Mike. How is this easy? No 1 ounce nuggets in this. No bonus bags? What is going on? Oh yeah, Wes, I'll hook you up, Purple Pan. Yeah, yeah. I'll send you it won't be tonight because I'm busy after the show. But I think I might actually have a purple pan. If not, I'm pretty sure I know where to get one. Um, I'm almost 100% positive that they make these in purple. Um, the Martin prospecting pans. But I think I might actually have one. I'll have to look in my box full of pans. Muckier water? Yeah. Grabbed a bunch. Yeah, I think most of mine, like I have, you can't really see it when I'm doing, they're all on my shelf, but I have like eight of the quarter grammars from Mike. I have eight quarter 8 gram bags, eighth gram bags from Vendetta. I have a whole bunch from Gold Baron, whole bunch from Brad, whole bunch from Bear Prospecting. When Bear Prospecting, every time he would drop his little .2 bags, I'd grab one like every week and stockpile them before gold went ballistic. Yeah. It's the best thing to do. It's the same thing. Like if you think of it, like if I think people should that collect Paydirt as a way to stock gold or stockpile gold. Like if you don't want to be buying bars of gold and stuff like that, and you want Paydirt on your shelves instead, you have to have the same mentality of silver stackers. Like silver stacker, if you've only got $20 at the end of the month to buy more silver, they don't just say, "Oh, go buy cigarettes or go out drinking or something like that." They will buy a quarter-ounce round, and they'll say, "Okay," because it's just saving it in that. You got to think the same way. You got to look for the best bag of Paydirt you can get for $30 and buy it and put it on your shelf. And when gold goes up, eventually, like the ROI will be lower, but I think when Bear Prospecting had like their .20 bag and their, you know, little smaller bag than that, you were getting a 70% ROI. So gold didn't have to go up that much before you're at 100% ROI, So you just have to think of gold Paydirt the same way as silver stackers do. If you only have a little bit of money, get the best ROI small price bag of Paydirt you can, put it on your shelf, and it'll just keep growing. One day, it'll be a lot easier to pan out a whole bunch of small bags of Paydirt than some giant 3-pounder in there. I don't remember that. I don't remember when Mike had the 4 bags. But then again, I am pretty senile, so. Modern Michigan, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So many Paydirt sellers in the chat tonight. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate everyone that's not a Paydirt seller, just a buyer. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me. If one of the mods want to drop the hidden link, don't forget to leave a comment in the hidden link, and you must stick around till the end of the show when I start pulling names. We're going to be giving away a whole bunch of stuff. Spin on the Wheel of Treasures, where you can win a bag of Paydirt, silver, all kinds of stuff. Giving away 3 quarter-gram bags of Gold Nugget Sales High Grader. We're giving away a Flower Gold Wizards magnet. We're giving away a bag of Lucky Strike Paydirt with 0.15 grams of gold. All kinds of stuff. No, they're slightly less, but they're not that bad. So I think if you average it out, it's been a while since I haven't done my daily since last week, but like the quarter grammars would be, because he does combine shipping on them a little bit. Once you go up, I think he goes up to the $12.95. So if a 1 gram bag costs you like $160, I think if you bought 4 quarter grammars, it would end up being like $167, $168 maybe. So you're paying about $1 or $2 more. But when you're broke, better to spend 36. And if you think about the way gold has been going up in price continually, I mean, it keeps dropping and doing that craziness. But the way gold has been going up consistently, if you could only afford a $36 bag, by the time you saved up to buy the 1 grammer, like if you just said, "Oh, I only got $36, I'll wait till 4 months from now to buy a 1 grammer," the 1 grammer will have gone up by $8, so you're better off getting that 36er by then. So. Oh, that's all right, Bear. I'll be waiting. I check it every day. Yeah. That is, I will say, that is one of the good things about doing my daily ROI chart on Patreon every single, or Monday through Friday, not every day. I do check out everybody's site all the time and get to see new stuff when it drops and see their pricing and how they sell and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna be really curious to see if Brian Thomas has finally dropped his price after he shot it all up. You know, I suggested you do a box set of his .25. That's a good idea. But I only think, does he only have 3 of them? Yeah, he just needs to come out with 4. Like, if you come out with 4 quarter grammars, Mike is listening. I know he is. Unless he's gotten into that Jack Daniels. If he got into that Jack Daniels, he might not be listening anymore. But if he did 4, like if he did a 4 different quarter grammars, then you could buy it, and then he could, charge whatever, the $8 more that he would normally. And then you could get a sampler pack. It's a good idea. We should all get free Paydirt if he does that. So they're $45 right now. Well, you have to wait. So I heard it through the grapevine. He's listening like I did. Yeah. The best time to buy Gold Nugget sales Paydirt is early in the morning. It's the best time. Or late at night. It depends on the pricing. If gold goes up or down. So, Gold Nugget sales does adjust its pricing, so you have to wait until it's the right price. So, but if you think about that, $45, it's $180. That's still cheaper than if you bought the Big Red, And Mike, you could even do it special. So like you could do because I know you have 3 standard right now, quarter gram bags. Like you could have done it where you could have said, okay, for, until we sell out of these sets, and it'll make people want to buy the sets, is you do the 3 regular Paydyrts and then you do a mini special. So like it would be, you could get the, whatever they are, the Juno and the other ones, the White Horse, but then you would have like the Aussie Paydirt. You'd have the Big Red quarter grammer in there as well. So that way somebody couldn't just buy the Big Red quarter grammer because it's probably not worth it for you just with the gold and the trouble you went through for the dirt. But it is when all of a sudden now they're buying a 4-pack for $190, And then when you run out of that Big Red, you can do some quarter grammer high graders or some quarter grammer chunkies or something like that, Oh, you got it every 4 hours now. Ah, there you go. There's somebody's website. I'll have to look and see, but there's somebody's website that updates like every, they must be constantly updated because their price always is fluctuating. It's not a big seller though. It's somebody that doesn't really sell any Paydirt, but I saw that. Yeah, you look into that. We all get a free bag. Everyone in chat gets a free bag for the suggestion that we've all been working back and forth with. What's I got to do for some chunky? I know, we've gotten a little bit of chunky in here so far. If I don't knock that nugget out of there, that little picker. That might be a nugget, is it? Oh yeah, that's definitely over half. So we're getting there. I'm panning really, really slow tonight. What? Did he have a quarter gram red? Oh man. Yeah, definitely do those 4-packs, Mike, so I can get one if you do the specials. That's what I need to do. Is I need everybody who has Paydirt, I need them to start making it in smaller bags so I can fit more of them on my shelf. Everyone keeps coming out with these bags with like 3 pounds of material, and I'm like, man, I cannot stick that on my shelf. It takes up too much room. But so one little tiny piece of gold? I don't know. That won't do. We need more gold than that. All right. Let's fill up pan number 2. We have to start panning a little bit faster. So pan number 2 material. Where's I need some hot cocoa here. Bring back which one? Oh, now I missed that. Now I got to scroll through chat. Oh, the Weekender, yeah. Yeah, I remember him saying how much his dad really enjoyed getting the material for the Weekender. Thank you very much, Alan, brother. I'm sorry. This, Alan, you can always go to sleep. This will be recorded. You can always watch this tomorrow, brother. We might be here for a while. And we still haven't started finding, I guess we found a couple chunkies. But there's a lot must be at the bottom of this jug because this is a 15-gram jug. So, and we found maybe a little bit, about a gram and a half still. I still have a Christmas in July. That's a good one. How much over on spot? Now, me personally, not very much. Not very much. I'm probably not the person to buy over spot. But I also don't pay under. So a lot of the sellers will, I know there's some sellers out there that pay really good for chunkies, but then if you send them the small stuff, they're going to pay you a lot less than other sellers. So I pay generally from 80 to 85% for gold, and you'll be closer to 85% if it's chunkier. So, but I'm a small time buyer. I don't buy, a ton of gold. I'm like the 10, 12 gram person. If you got 10 or 12 grams, I'm the person you get to. When I started buying gold, it was mostly because most sellers wouldn't buy less than 10 grams. But now that it's getting harder and harder for people to find gold to buy, they've all kind of lowered their minimums. But if you ever, if you ever have a amount that you have and you're like, I need this much, you can always let me know and I'll, where's it gonna happen is I can say, no, what, that pan had no gold in it? It's got a couple little pieces, but Gold Putz, what's up, brother? How's it going? These live shows are becoming the who's who of selling Paydirt. Now we just need Vendetta in the chat, and Crash, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Oh, who was it? So there used to be a guy out of Alaska. He's still selling Paydirt. John something. I can't remember his name. The guy John out of I haven't seen his Paydirt on eBay in a while, but I know his website is still up, I think. But he used to sell a medium-sized box just stuffed with dirt. And the thing about it was he would not like put it in a garbage bag or anything. He would just tape it up and then he would just dump all the dirt into it, put the top on it and tape it all up. And I remember he used to always talk about how the post office hates me. Like, well, maybe you should try to make it so it's not so gnarly. And, I remember Gold Bay was the same way. When you used to buy Gold Bay, it used to come in like these 5-pound like burlap bags that he would just throw into a medium-sized priority mail box, and it would just leak everywhere. You can email me, Andy, and I can tell you a lot of them what they do. Yeah, just email me, Dylan at Miller Prospecting. If you just type in email into chat, it'll tell you my email. You can email and I can tell you, because I've done a lot of videos and I actually have like a spreadsheet somewhere. No, it wasn't Chicken Miner. It was a guy out of Alaska. What was his name? It was John something where, he's been around forever and he used to have good Paydirt. Like he's been around since before I started doing reviews. And I did a couple of reviews on him, but then he went on eBay and just went bad, Gold Putz, yeah. You see those every once. It's always gold foil. I don't understand. Like, I think a lot of them, it's one of those things where You'll see them every once in a while where somebody will list something. Like they'll say, you know, a 1 gram bag of Paydirt, and they'll have 20 of them available. It'll be some crazy price, so they'll sell out. And then they'll end up with 18 negative feedbacks. You know they had to refund 18 people just so they could rip off 2 people for $60 each. You know, it's just like, that is so much effort. Then they get banned from eBay. So it's like, okay, you got banned from eBay and you made $120. It's like there's better ways to make $120. You know, because they'll put like a gram of gold foil in it or something like that. So, oh, you would be surprised. They'll have pyrite. There'll be all kinds of things. You know, like I told you, there was one a while back that had some that I kept messaging where he had something where he listed where it was like, he said it was like concentrate muds, and then he was like, oh, you're guaranteed to get double the value of the dirt in gold. And so I asked him, I was like, well, what are you valuing the dirt as? Because just because I pay, I think it was like $50. If I pay $50 for your auction, does that mean you're valuing the dirt at $50? Or are you saying, $49 is your time and $1 is the dirt? And he would work all around and talk around it in circles like, well, if you know how to pan, you'll get all the gold. And I'm like, well, that's not what I asked you. I asked you what the value of the dirt was. Well, it depends on how good of a panner you are. If you're a great panner, then you'll definitely get the two. It's like, dude. Yeah, Anderson coin is absolutely amazing. Miker 15, Andy. Yeah, I will say Andy, it was really surprising how good Andy's was. And I've seen him on eBay for 5 years plus. Miker 15, Anderson coins. They actually do have some good sellers. Unfortunately, that's 3 of them, and then there's probably 300 bad sellers. So, well, eBay's good. Like I even know Lynch Mining used to sell on eBay, and they would just do it solely for that first sale. So you get that one sale, then you tell people, oh, go to my website, and instead of paying $200 for a 1 gram bag of Paydirt, you're going to pay $170. And they would actually still make more money off of it that way. But there's a lot more people look on eBay for gold Paydirt than they do on Google. It's just the way it is. Google gets the number, so. Yeah, always get the bottle for Micro 15 because he charges the same price, I think, for the bottle or the bag, and the shipping's usually the exact same. So you just got to go with the bottle. Yeah, that's another one, Brad. Like I remember that was the big scam long, like before Paydirt was really a bigger thing. Because there used to be Paydirt on eBay, like as long as I've done it, but there used to you'd get like before golden Paydirt really started flooding eBay and people learned just put up 30 auctions of the same thing with just different names. Um, Before golden ruined it, there used to be maybe like 10 people selling Paydirt on eBay years and years ago, but everyone else was all the gold scammers. Like they would have a like macro lens on their, their camera, and they'd take a picture of a little tiny piece of gold, and they would put the because GR is actually grains. G is grams, but they put the GR, and people would be like, "Oh man, look at that, 1 gram," And this was back when gold was $35 a gram, so they would have it like 1 GR for $30. People like, "Oh man, that's a steal," and they'd buy it, and they'd get this tiny little pinhead of gold. And then eBay would be like, "Well, he says that it's on there, it's grains," and eBay used to side with the buyers back then. You know, and they used to really rip off a lot of people. Oh, there you go, Madeline. Z-Man, how's it going? Yeah, you can't go wrong with gold nugget sales. This stuff is panning pretty slow. I don't know how easy this is, Mike. I mean, it is a jug of Paydirt, but real Mr. Hogan. Yeah, I know a lot of people that like to do that. We used to do that with my kids, or I used to do that with my kids. Um, if it was a bag. So like something like this is something I would have done when my kids were younger and actually enjoyed hanging out with me and doing stuff with me. This is the one that we would have dumped on, a table. One of the things I love is if you go to, I think it's Home Depot. So if you go to Home Depot and you go to their packing aisle, like where they have boxes and stuff, they sell these rolls of craft paper, and it's like $6, and it's like 60, 100 feet of craft paper. That's 3 feet by 40 feet or 50 feet. And I used to use that, just roll out a big sheet of it, cover the table, cut it. And it's super thick, so even if it gets wet a little bit, it won't go right through to the table. And we'd dump it all in there and pick through it for the gold. Then after they were done, they'd find, so something like this, they'd find all those chunkies in there. But then all the small stuff I'd go back and pan out for fun later on. Lucky Strike, yeah. I sell a little bit on eBay, and that's essentially what I do is I sell something on eBay, and I just use the eBay money I have to buy Paydirt or gold or, silver. Usually, I will say 90% of what I buy on eBay is silver. I just bought some Louisiana silver quarters. But I've only got like 10 things left on eBay. I'm gonna have to find some more stuff to put on eBay. Otherwise, my kids aren't gonna get any more silver in their collection. So. You want to try my diet? You don't want to try my diet. You haven't seen my midsection, brother. uh, there's some more chunkies in there. Get this one rock out of here that doesn't want to move. I don't even know. Here, let me see. I actually don't even know what. No. Well, if I Wes, I have to send you text me later, Wes. I can't say it because it's also the name of one of my dummy emails I use for Paydirts when I contact Paydirt sellers sometimes. I have to change that. I'll probably have to rename myself. Oh, that's awesome, Metal. Yeah, just email me. Let me know. Yeah, Andy, I looked them up the other day. They still have their website. You can still go to, it's alaskapaydirt.com. I looked them up the other day to see if they had changed because I used to have a blog on there. And I looked them up like a week ago, Andy. I remember I used to love them. Their Paydirt was like the first Paydirt that used to just have all the pixie dust in it. It was just all like the shale dust. It was crazy. Like that stuff was some of the shiniest Paydirt you would ever see. It would drive you crazy if you didn't know the difference between gold. Yeah, but he's Constellation Mining still has which is crazy because I looked it up. They like it expires and they keep re-upping it, but they own alaskapaydirt.com, and if you go to it, all the Constellation stuff is up there. And they haven't made a blog update because I check it like every year or something to see if they've made a blog update, but nothing in like 10 years or 5 years or whatever it is. Big Easy is my favorite. Yeah, this is on my bucket list. So Mike's gonna have to come out with some new Paydirts for me to get on the bucket list of. Now it can't be a 1 grammer or 2 grammer, 3 grammer because I can get those pretty often, or a couple times a year I can get those. So you'll have to put a new one, something together. But yeah, this has been on my bucket list since he's put it out. Yeah, I even thought about messaging them because I was like, oh man, it'd be so awesome to get one of their old paper bags. Their old bags of Paydirt to put on my shelf behind me. Because I would love to, because there's still like Eureka Joe's. I've still been searching for a Eureka Joe's Paydirt to put on my shelf. I want to try and get all the old timers, but I don't want like, I don't want one of those old tins that you see on eBay every once in a while selling for hundreds of dollars with no gold in them. I want actual people who used to sell Paydirt. A little bit more gold. Man, now can you hear me? uh, yeah. Yeah, you can hear me now. I know, it just chat slow. I heard a click too. Can you hear me now? uh, yeah, let me move some stuff around. There we go. Move this here, move this, move my microphone. The problem is I was reaching over my microphone to add stuff to the pan and bumped it. Thank you very much, Tomcat. Appreciate that. Yeah, make sure everybody you go leave a comment. Hidden video. Nightbot just dropped it. Miss Independent, thank you. That one, yeah. Yeah, make sure you go leave a comment in the hidden video so you can get a chance to win. We're giving away a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Some Paydirt from Gold Nugget sales. Spin on the Wheel of Treasures. They have a whole bunch of stuff on there. Silver, gold, copper, sticker packs, all kinds of stuff. Giving away a Flower Gold Wizard magnet. Some Paydirt from Lucky Strike. You got comments in. You have nothing to pan, waiting on the mail. You know what's funny is I have all these Paydirt behind me, and you don't know how many times where I've been like, man, I got nothing to pan for a review. Because I'm waiting for like a specific bag that I know if I skip it, it'll take me months to get to, and I want to get to it quick. And I don't so I used to, like when I first started doing videos, sometimes I would, ooh, that's some chunkies. I used to shoot like a whole bunch of videos in advance, but I used to only put out like one video every like 3 weeks. So I would have like 3 months of videos stockpiled. But the problem was I wouldn't edit them until 2 months later. I'd have them shot and I just wouldn't edit them. But when I'd go to edit them, I would get so confused sometimes, like what was I trying to say here? What was this? Where was I doing with this? That it would take me 10 times longer to edit them. And then I started trying to edit them all in advance, and then it's just like, I didn't like having the videos sitting on the shelf for a really long time, so I ended up posting them all, and then it'd be like, okay, well, now I have nothing to do, so. Ollie Skeeter, how's it going? Beermans, how's it going? Outfitter, thank you for being here, all of you, thank you. Eat more. This water is getting kind of murky, especially for a gold nugget sales. And don't forget, if you want to check out my Patreon, thank you very much, Weezen. Patreon.com/Miller Prospecting. All my subscribers, I do contests at the end of the month. Every month we do a gold guessing contest. Every day, Monday through Friday, except for the last 2 days because I've been unable to do it, as I do a daily ROI chart so you can find the best Paydirts every single day to buy with the highest ROIs. So, if you think about it, if you go buy a bag of Paydirt and you spend $200 on it and you could have paid $180 for a different bag with the same amount of gold, I could have saved you $20. Join my Patreon, you see? It's awesome sauce. Plus you support me making all these videos like the 2 Clash videos I dropped today. And make sure you do go watch those 2 Clash videos. I think everyone will be surprised at the results on one of them. Maybe not so much the other one, but, put your guesses down which video you think was a good video and which one you think was a bad video. Garg, how's it going? Yeah, I don't have any coffee tonight. I'm doing the kid in my heart since it's been so long since I've been back to New Orleans, and we're doing the Big Easy Paydirt tonight. I just have some hot chocolate tonight, so. Which pretty soon, since I'm taking so long to pan, it won't be hot chocolate anymore. It's just gonna be chocolate milk. Real Mr. Hogan, yeah. I've heard stories about that. Like Yukon Alley's even said it before, where like one year she was putting in a spoonful of dirt and everyone's Paydirt, and everyone was finding grams over what she was guaranteed, and she realized she was just giving away so much gold. So whiskey, I don't know about that, but Mike has talked about it. We've talked about it on live chat before. If Clashes was serious, he could have, the top spot. He could easily have the top spot. He's got the people that are diehard buyers of his and sellers to him. I mean, like if you look at I know what gold prices Clashes offers to his buyers for gold. I mean, I've sent him pictures multiple times over the years to see what he would pay for gold, and he pays a lot less than most other buyers. So, his nuggets and all that, he's making a huge profit off of. Was Paydirt he's making a huge profit off of. He could easily lower his prices and really, take some spots over. Ooh, that's a big chunky there. Let's see. Yeah, we'll get the metal pan out for this one. That's good. Oh, this one looks like a heart. Oh, dang it. I might have to work out a deal with somebody and try and keep some of these pickers. Oh, I really like that piece. Dang it. I knew I was going to see gold in here I really liked, and I don't get to keep this gold tonight. Just so everyone knows, it's not going in my stockpile. Somebody purchased this for me just so I could pan it out and get it off my bucket list. Yeah, I really like that piece. Coffee and hot chocolate. There you go. Oh yeah, huge. I mean, everyone. It's the one thing like everybody's always been saying about gold and Paydirt. Like their business model is just so insanely bad. You sell somebody a bag of Paydirt that they're gonna hate, so they don't come back. So then you have to advertise heavily to get a new customer in, that then you're gonna upset and them not come back. So then you got to advertise. It's just, and then they get trapped. Like the thing is, like, the owner of, I can't remember his name, the owner of Golden Paydirt might have had an epiphany 2 or 3 years ago and said, you know what I'm doing is wrong. I should sell good Paydirt. But now he can't because his reputation is so horrible that if he sold good Paydirt, nobody would buy it unless he heavily advertised, and then he would be losing money. So, it's always been, there's a reason why, like, big companies like Amazon and Walmart took over. Is because they were fine making 1 penny on each product they sold just so they could sell massive amounts, Selling one thing for, $10 profit is not as good as selling 100 things for $1 profit each, What does this jug cost? It was right around $2,600 when I bought it. So somewhere around there. I don't remember the exact. I didn't print it up because, again, this isn't a review or anything like that. They shipped it directly to me. They knew it was going to me. So Mike might have thrown in an extra 2 or 3 ounces of gold. Maybe. Oh, yeah, they still, but they advertise heavily. Golden Paydirt still advertises on Facebook and all these places and, eBay. And I'm sure their numbers have probably dropped, probably in their heyday, he was probably making, a absurd amount of money. And I'm sure now he's probably, had to go back to work. He's like, oh, well, that gravy train ended, but, it's still free money, so they keep it up. It's the same as Felix. So that's kind of the same thing with Felix. Felix Paydirt is a great example of this. So Felix Paydirt has always had a 40% to 50% ROI. And the reason they justified it was because they said it was chunky gold. Like you would find, like if you bought a $500 bag of Paydirt, you were only going to get $250 worth of gold, but it would be like, half-gram nuggets and all chunky gold, which had a premium on it. So they'd say, oh, you get a little bit of a premium. And if you added the premium, yeah, you might have like a 60% ROI. And that was their catch. But the problem was their sales kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And then last year, or I guess it was last year, they started doing their guaranteed set amount of gold, where they started saying, well, if you bought, $200 bag of Paydirt, you're going to get, $200 worth of gold. You're going to get 2 grams of gold or whatever it was. And they got rid of it because they realized it just wasn't going to sell as quickly as they needed to make money, because their reputation is just down the hill. Ooh, some nice chunkies in that one. Yeah, everybody falls for Golden Paydirt and all the others. I've been buying Paydirt for 10 years, and I still, anyone will tell you, I am still a sucker. I still have a search on eBay where I still buy the old TV shows Gold Rush Paydirt. I'm still a sucker for it. I'll still, every once in a while, see a bag of Paydirt. I know what I'm looking for. I still sometimes, oh, that looks like a good. Yeah, sadly there's always going to be a ton of Paydirt. No matter what happens, no matter how many reviews come out and how many great sellers there are, there's always going to be the bad ones. You can almost always tell too. Like if you go on eBay now, there's the Montana Prospector and the Golden Paydirt that they don't even use those names anymore. A lot of them, they'll just open up new eBay accounts and start selling. But you can always tell the like fly-by-night guys. Some guy in Florida with 3 feedback that all of a sudden, yeah, he's got 30 bags of Paydirt with 1 gram of gold in each of them, or no set amount of gold in them. But he's like, the price, it'll be $150 bag of Paydirt, and it's the richest Paydirt he's ever seen in his life while he lives in Florida. And he traveled all the way to Alaska to dig this gold Paydirt up, bring it back, and you're guaranteed to probably find 10 to 12 grams, but no guarantee. Joe Murrow, how's it going? Yep. Yeah, and it's the whole thing with like Golden Paydirt too is they had the best thing about Golden Paydirt is when they started with their like chase bags, like when they really went into their chase bags, saying you could find like the 1 ounce nuggets and all that. I'll never forget the first one they did. They actually highlighted who won. And they showed the guy who won. They're like, oh, yeah, he sent in a picture and all this. And, you know, here's the winner. So we do. And they're trying to show that they did offer the 1 ounce nugget. Well, then the guy came out on Facebook and made a Facebook post saying that he had bought thousands and thousands of dollars of golden Paydirt because he just didn't know it was really crappy Paydirt. Because, you know, if you have nothing to compare Paydirt to, you're just going to think it's good. And he had bought thousands of dollars, so he won it. It was pretty obvious it was rigged. But now he would never, ever buy another bag of golden Paydirt again. So, so even the guy who won the 1 ounce nugget would tell you not to buy from him because it was obviously, you know, like they knew they gave it to him just so they could try to promote that. Oh yeah, we do give away this stuff. You know, sadly, there's always going to be bad sellers, you know, and there's always going to be sellers that, you know, are good. They're going to go bad, you know. Big Texas, things like that, you know, is lynch mining. Yeah, I mean, I will say, you know, when Klesch first opened his Paydirt, he absolutely sucked. Like, I think his highest ROI when Klesch first started selling Paydirt, his highest ROI was his 1 gram bag, which is obviously the most expensive. And it was 63 or 64%. That's what it was. And lately, his 1 grammer has been pushing like 74%, somewhere around there. So his ROI has gone up about 10% in the last couple of years. So he's getting, it used to be bad Paydirt. Now it's mid-tier. Like I wouldn't say Klesch's Paydirt. He does have these new ones with no guarantee that are pure ripoffs. But his bags of Paydirt aren't pure ripoffs anymore. They're actually like just, you know, decent, you know. You can obviously get better somewhere else, but you're not going to feel like you got ripped off, really, unless you get the no guarantee bags. So, all right, eh? All right, Rich. But make sure you do go and watch the new Clash videos. I got 2 of them out there, so I need to promote them because I might want to try to get that 10% discount if I get enough views. Maybe if I get 100,000 views on them, I can get a free bag of Paydirt. Yeah, Moldy was good. I've bought a lot of Paydirt from Australia. Australia Paydirt is still always gonna be my favorite. I look at Moldy's price every single day when I do my daily. He's in my daily ROI chart feed. I just don't recommend him or put him on my list because his ROI is not good enough. But every day I look to see if he forgets to price his pricing or his shipping drop so I can order a bag for my shelf. Because I want to get one of his 1 grammers for my shelf, but I just can't pay their like $40 he wants for shipping right now. You know. I wouldn't even put Gold Bay on that list. Gold Bay, that Hard Rock one he did was really, really good. That was reminiscent of old Gold Bay. But his current Gold Bay bags just, the ROIs just aren't good anymore for his standard stuff, you know. Now that he's got somebody else running the company and not really doing anything with the Paydirt, you know, the prices aren't good. And it's only when he does like the Mexican Paydirt that when he came out with that, and that's him, you know, because the rest of the time it's just somebody else selling Paydirts with his name on it. And then whenever he finds a good load of stuff and has, you know, wants some money or wants to do something special, then it's good Paydirt. So I would only recommend Gold Bay when he has a special Paydirt out, you know, like the Mexican or the Hard Rock, things like that. So yeah, the shipping is just, I mean, I know why he's doing it because he's probably trying to get people not, I mean, I know a lot of companies will do that. They'll have people that say, oh man, I wish you'd ship to the United States, or I wish you'd ship to the UK. And they'll just say, okay, I will. But then they put some astronomical shipping price on there. So most people won't do it because it's too much of a pain, you know. Because when you ship international, it's a big difference if, you know, all of a sudden you get an email from somebody saying, oh, you know, the postal inspector took it. I want a full refund, you know. Then you're like, well, dang, it's not my fault. And now I got to give a refund. You know, a little bit more gold, slowly, slowly filling up that pan. Yeah, I remember that one gold. I mean, he got that idea straight from Pioneer Polly. Like, hey, Pioneer Polly finds the biggest nugget he's ever found every video. Why can't I do that? You know? Uh, yeah, that was 100% a shill because then he put that nugget on his website for sale. Or wait, didn't he auction it? Didn't he put that one up for auction or something? It was just 100% just you know. I know I still have like half of it. I don't know how we're gonna get through this tonight. I only got so much time I can be on here. Yeah, Clash's claim. I mean, all too Clash for having a claim. I mean, it gives him a way to have meetings and hang out with people to come hang out with him. I think that's a great idea. Um, where his claim is, he's not gonna find anything but flower gold every once in a while. You know, it's the same as when EVG Hobbies had his claim. You know, there was no real gold there. It's just, you know, you're essentially just trying to find little specks that come down from the mountains. And there's a small little stream, so. But yeah, people always, you know, it's sad, but you'd be amazed at how many videos people put out there that are fake. I'll never forget, one of my favorite ones is there used to be somebody, now I'm not going to mention names of who it was, but it was somebody that was in the community that put out videos that everybody knew. And he put out a metal detecting video. He was, you know, trying to change up his channel. He's like, look, I'm doing a metal detecting. And he was like, oh man, I just found this. It was like a, you know, 1786 silver dollar or something, like, you know, it's this old foreign coin. And it was from like the 17 or early 1800s. And the thing that threw me was that it was a foreign coin. Like if it had been a US coin, I'd have been like, oh yeah, you could find that probably. You know, you find old dimes and stuff like that all the time. But because it was such a unique old foreign coin, I was like, I know he got this off of eBay. So I just looked up that exact, because he told you the year. He was like, oh, it's a 1784 so-and-so, you know, Spanish silver plat, whatever. So I just looked up on eBay sales, and sure enough, a month before, that exact coin had sold on eBay. The only one that had sold in like a year. So I emailed the message the seller, and I was like, hey, by the way, a good buddy of mine just bought a coin. Did he happen to buy it from you? Because I wanted to see if you're the seller. And I mentioned his name. He's like, yeah, that's who bought it. He bought it from me. How did you know? And I'm like, busted. Oh, like this dude, I mean, he's not even smart, you know, to get a popular coin that's old and worth money. Like you go and you get like, you know, American Silver Eagle or something, you know, you get an old silver Ike or something like that, and you put that in the ground. So not some really unique coin that anybody could go look up on eBay and find that you just bought it. You know, people are crazy. Thank you very much, those left behind. More gold, more gold on our way to 15 grams, maybe 16 grams. All right. The last of this pan. Let's fill it up again, see how much we have left to do. Oh my gosh, another pan, and so we still have like 2 pans full. I need to start panning faster. Mike, you made this stuff too hard. It's supposed to be the big easy. Wanting to get the white horse 1 gram. We got the mini. The minis, I like the minis. Buy a slower clock. What's it called? What are you gonna call it? The minimum wage? I can't see because I got that silly heart over my chat. You still here, Alan, or did you fall asleep? Yeah, the Weekender was it was a medium-sized box, if I remember right. There's some more. A little bit, a couple chunks. Oh, I think you see that? We see that, huh? Well, I can't see. Why is my camera thing off? Right. You see that? I think guaranteed a 3 grammer. I think it's in this pan. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me check something. John McClelland, how's it going? Thank you for joining the chat. I will say it is one of the problems with having so many good sellers is a lot of times I just can't get to them because somebody new comes along or I want to show a bad seller, you know. So somebody new will come out, Gold Putts and Lucky Strike and all these, and I might be able to pan them and not be able to get to them again until the next year. It's just Gold Baron, I haven't been able to pan any Gold Baron in a while since the championship, because it's funny. I planned on changing up my whole system. Like last year, I did changed up my system for doing the championship battles, and then later after I did them, I started thinking, well, I might have to go back to the old system because there's so many good sellers now that I like to pan them out. Like I might have to go back to like an 8-team championship or something like that. Or maybe I'll figure out a tier where I can do 10. Because that way I'll do my top 10 sellers, put them all in the championship. And then after it comes out as a winner, I'll change them up, Well, that's awesome, brother. You can't go wrong if you got bacon. It's good for the heart, too. All right, Putz. Appreciate you hanging out with us. All right, Mike. I'll send you a list of the winners and my idea for you and all these other things later tomorrow. Yeah, and thank you for doing the giveaway. I really appreciate that. I'm sure the winners will appreciate it. And if I randomly just pick my name 3 times somehow, well, that's just the way it'll be, Mike. No, so from what I've heard, nobody came out and said they got him, I don't think. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. I appreciate that, Hogan. You know. I always try to give out as much information as I can. I will never make videos that are teaching. Like, I just don't do that. Like, I can't do when I do my reviews, like, and now you swirl your pan to the left and you swirl your pan to the right. I just can't do that. There's enough great people out there. Um, Doc from Gold Hog has some great videos about panning. I don't think anybody needs that and repetitive, but I love to give out information. From just doing my ROIs on all my reviews to doing the daily ROI charts and things like that. You know. Hey Dale, who did he mention? Mike Pong had some painting tips. I don't think I've ever seen those. I haven't. I honestly, the only ones I've ever really watched were from just Doc. I think Doc is incredibly smart guy, and I used to watch all his videos just about his matting. So when he put out panning videos, I would watch them. I kind of know how to pan, so I never really used any of the information too much, but that's it, Tomcat. And it's gonna probably be a while before I sell. I haven't got any good. So the way when I buy gold, the only reason I buy gold is because it allows me. So when I buy gold, if I buy gold, say at 85% spot, that allows me to make up the difference for my Patreon members. Because for my Patreon, if I have a $79 tier member who's guaranteed a bag of gold, and gold spot is $160 a gram, I can only put in so much gold in that bag of Paydirt. But if I bought that $160 with gram for 85% or 80%, it allows me to put a little bit more gold in those bags of Paydirt. So, it just helps out. Oh, there we go. It is here now. Yeah, Groovy Gold Hunter. He's another Paydirt reviewer. You'll know him. He always starts in his garage. You know. Yeah, this is some really nice gold. Some nice chunky stuff. It does have some smaller gold. I wasn't sure what size the gold would be. Clark. And I think the only free shipping at Gold Nugget sales is his 100% ROI bag. And maybe the 100%, 107% jug, maybe. Yeah, it was a nugget. We'll be seeing it in a minute once we get back down to it. We'll do a little pan drop on it. All right, I'll have to watch that one. Here, let me write a note. Yeah, I love Gold Nugget, man. I just got in I just ordered one from him and just got one in for my shelf. Yeah, because I'm trying to get all the pay dirts from my top 10 up on my shelf. Right now I have Bear Prospecting, Gold Nugget Sales, Vendetta, Brad's Bucket, Gold Nugget Man. So I need to add some of the others up there as I slowly get funds in, but I just added the Gold Nugget Man. Gold Nugget Man by far has the best packaging out of any Paydirt seller. Gold Nugget Man just hands down is the best packaging. Um, his prices might be a little bit higher sometimes, but it's one of those things where you get your value because he does put more than the 1 gram guaranteed. But everyone should buy one bag from Gold Nugget Man or one jar of Paydirt from him just for the packaging. It's so awesome to open. Well, there we go. I'm guessing this might be the 3 grammer. Here, we'll put this on the tin. That's a nice beauty there. John, you've got 5 things of Paydirt from everybody. Still got to start panning this a little bit quicker. Mm. Now remember, if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, remember at the end of the night tonight, we're going to be pulling names. So make sure you put your name down. The hidden link drops. Make sure you go over there, leave a comment on that video. Then tonight, if you're still here, we're going to be pulling multiple names. And one person will win spin on the Wheel of Treasures. We got 3 people win a 1/4 gram high graders. One will win a 0.15 gram bag of Paydirt from Lucky Strike. We also got a Flower Gold Wizard from Wesley, or Wes Hatful. You know. You would be surprised. I've seen some lists. I have a buddy who sent me his list of Paydirts that he has stockpiled, and like half of them were Felix Paydirt. He did have a couple really good ones in there. He did have some A Christmas in July from the first year he did A Christmas of July. So was that like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when gold was like 75 a gram. He has 100%er in there from when gold was about that spot too. But then he has a lot of Felix, so. I think he might have left. He might still be here. He might just be listening. Yeah, unfortunately, I say this all the time. I unfortunately don't watch many reviews, just because I don't want to be biased. If a reviewer says this is a great Paydirt, and then I go buy it and it's skunked, or they hate the Paydirt, mostly because I don't want somebody to say like they hate the Paydirt, they hate the packaging, this and this, because then I'll go into a video biased. But I do watch the most of the Groovy Gold Hunters beginnings because I like them. I think they're unique. It's the one thing that bugs me about a lot of Paydirt reviewers. And I like Paydirt reviews. I think there should be more and more people doing Paydirt reviews, even if it's just one. Like if you buy a bag of Paydirt and you're like, hey, I'm not going to be doing any reviews, but I just want to do this one so everyone sees what I get out of it. I love that. It just bugs me a lot of times when people that do reviews want to do like make a whole channel of it and go full into it, is where they just like copy like Clash or something and do in the pan thing and like word for word they do everything. It's like, just think of something new and be funny and creative and so I like that with the Groovy Gold Hunter. Like 200? Oh my. You're getting up there with the HD numbers. Yeah, Groovy would have fun with the 9-finger bag. I need to email 9-finger and get a bag from him. All right. Slowly. Yeah, Kinky makes some awesomely hard pay dirt. If I would like to, I need to get a bag of his for my shelf. I wouldn't want to pan it again. I've experienced that once. That was enough. Now, does Groovy do shorts? I don't watch shorts, but maybe I'll have to go look at some of those. I agree, Weezen. And there's been a ton of channels like that. I remember there used to be some young kid, I mean like kid like 14, that used to dress up in costumes at the beginning of all his. You know, he didn't put out too many reviews, but you know, you just gotta be unique and you know. I mean, I understand it's like hard to be like, you know, totally different. We're all doing the same thing. You're all getting a bag of pay dirt and panning it out and showing you the results and stuff like that, you know. But there's like, you know, there's certain things that are like, you know, unique to each seller, you know, like you'll see that and you'll be like, oh, hey, that's Miller Prospecting, or oh, yeah, that's Clash, or, you know, that's it. Like, I wouldn't start, you know, like even if I changed and moved my studio into a garage, I would not set it up like Groovy's and do like, you know, like he does. I just wouldn't do that. You know, I just keep my same shtick that I currently use. It would just be in a garage, you know? That was nice of you to donate to the casino. I heard they've been hurting, you know. Yeah. All right, Jason. All right, I'm panning a little bit quicker, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to lose anything. It's kind of chunkier stuff. But I will repan this tomorrow. So none of this is going in the Tuesday tailings. Water's getting kind of high here. I have to check. I don't even know if I overfilled my catch pan yet. No, I haven't overfilled the catch pan just yet. So anyone ever panned a Paydirt on a cruise ship? That'd be fun to do. Just do it like a pool. Just bring a pan and a. I know. I looked up the other day because I was planning on going on a cruise to you know, Norwegian Sea Line's cruise to the Bahamas and stuff like that. So I did look up because I was like, man, I wonder if you could bring a metal detector. I bet you could find mad stuff on their beaches because it's only the cruise people. So you know they're like losing watches and earrings and rings, but they don't allow you to do it. There's no metal detecting whatsoever. I was like, well, that sucks. Guess all the employees are going out there at night with their metal detectors. Yeah, next year my son will be 18. I'll be able to have a lot freer schedule. Be able to start going to a lot more gold shows and gold camps and going up to Wisconsin, hanging out with the Flower Gold team. All right. Final. All right. All right, we're going to try to finish all this Paydirt, but we still have an entire pan left. Once I get to the 8:15 mark, unfortunately, though, I'm going to just have to clean this out, and we'll have to just... So, we might not get it all, but we did get the 3-gram nugget, so we'll definitely have that in there. All right, Karg. Yeah, see, the longer show tonight. Well, I know you're supposed to, on a cruise, you're always supposed to, one, you don't take the balconies because the balconies, the sides of the ship always move more than the center of the ship. So you're supposed to take, it's why the crew always is at the bottom of the ship, so the less chance that the crew will get sick. So you want a stateroom in the center, bottom of the boat. It's the least movement as possible. It's also the worst rooms. So, but you figure how much in a cruise ship are you really spending in your room, unless you're sick. And then if you're, like you get a balcony and you're like, wow, this is a great room, but then you're seasick the whole time. Or if you get a center one where you're like, this room sucks, but you feel good. So then you go stay on the deck and hang out and stuff like that. So. Life of a Gold Prospector, how's it going? Anytime I've been in the hospital, the nurses always gave me weird looks. Yeah, gold nugget sales, or you go to millerprospecting.com and just look at my top 10. Go through there, one after another, and just check them all out and see who's got stuff in stock. Maybe one of them, maybe number 2 will speak to you instead of number 1. You never know. Charles, how's it going? Yeah, you're really late, and I'm in here really late. Usually I'd be gone by now. Yeah, some people will get sick no matter what, I stayed on a sailboat when I was younger, when I was a kid, for about a month. Never got sick and didn't bug me. Just some people it's going to bug, some people it won't. Yeah, Outfitter, just check out my website, millerprospecting.com. I don't get paid to put in a top 10 up there. I put them up there based on ROIs and how consistent and good they are. So, I'll probably be end of next month. So I might do it before then, but next month, my top 10 will, by the end of next month, my top 10 will change, I think, pretty drastically. Well, not drastically. I mean, I'm sure GNS will still be number 1. But there's going to be some sellers being removed, some new sellers being added. I'm doing some this month and next month. I've got some new Paydirts coming out that look really, really good. Good ROIs, good sellers. So, and some of the older sellers have stopped being as good as they used to be. So. Yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes like a good buddy of mine, he goes on 2 or 3 cruise ships every year, and him and his wife used to always go, 2 or 3 times a year for years and years, but then she stopped going because she would always get sick, and she was like, it's just not fun for me. So he's just kept going by himself, And then I think it was 2 years ago, he told me, he's like, she decided to go for like a honeymoon or something, like another honeymoon. She decided to go with them, and she hadn't been on a cruise in 10 years, and she wasn't sick anymore. Now she loves it. She's like, wow, this is great when you're not sick. Yeah, RJ's Paydirt is good. If anyone wants to, if you go check out RJ's Paydirt, I think it's one of the cheapest bags he has on there. It's one of his hunt bags, but it's only, I think, $50. It's a 1/4 gram bag, which is a good price for a 1/4 gram bag. It's free shipping. So I think it's like a 60 or 70% ROI, but it's a chase bag. So it's actually a chase bag with a really good ROI, and you can win. I don't remember what the top prize is, like a 5 gram or something like that. But it's a really good bag for a lower price. So yeah, exactly, Steve. And your body just changes all the time. Like what you like one day, you'll hate the next, and what you used to drive your body crazy, you'll like it. So yeah, but yeah, I think gold nugget sales and vendetta prospecting, until they stop selling, will be on my top 10 forever. I don't see either one of them changing. I think they both are very insistent on putting out good Paydirt, and until they decide to close. But yeah, if one of the mods want to drop the hidden link for Charles, and again, everyone, make sure if you haven't already, make sure you leave a comment on the hidden link. We're getting close to the end of the show, and we got some good prizes to give away tonight. And as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with tonight's giveaway. It's just by me to thank everyone for being here tonight, and from a couple other Paydirt sellers that want to give away some prizes tonight. So we got a ton of good prizes tonight, so make sure you leave a comment in the hidden video when it comes out in a second. Scott Roberts, how's it going? Anyone have? Oh yeah, I've had so many Paydirts not delivered, and yeah. Yeah, actually, it was funny. So earlier today, I was so funny. So somebody, said it earlier in the show, somebody contacted me wanting to sell me some gold. It wasn't gold. It was, like pyrite and shale and all kinds of shiny stuff, but there was zero gold in it. And they thought it was 10 grams of gold, or, I don't know if they didn't know or whatnot, but so they sent it to me. But I thought it was so funny that in the UPS package, they didn't insure it, but they marked it down, signature delivery. And when they asked it what it was, it says on the package, gold. I was like, you never ship anything, but some people do. Some sellers do that too. You'll see sellers that will say, like Bob's Gold Paydirt, and it'll be on the label, like Bob's Gold Paydirt going to Dylan. You're like, oh yeah, that's going to get stuck. Somebody's going to grab that. My mailman's going to be jacking that pretty soon. And how's it going, Scott? How you been doing? Yeah, the Nugget last year, when I had the one Nugget that got stolen from me, what was it, like a 3+ gram Nugget? When I had that one stolen, that mysteriously, so I had a Nugget that was said marked as delivered, and I was standing at the door, like I was sitting right by the door the whole day waiting for the Nugget to show up, and when it didn't show up, and all of a sudden I got a notification, like it popped on my phone, like, oh, it's delivered. I opened my door to see, and no mailman in sight. There's no truck down the street where he usually parks. So, I went to the post office the next morning, and they're like, oh, yeah, it was delivered. I was like, no, it wasn't. And when they tracked it, because they can GPS track where says it was delivered, and he was like 3 blocks away when he marked it as delivered. And, of course, he'd called in sick that day. Called in sick like for, 2 weeks straight, and I'm going back and forth to them. I'm like, something. So I get the postal inspector involved, and lo and behold, like 10 days later, open my mailbox, and there's the box, obviously open and retaped with my Nugget inside. So it's like the dude stole it, and they were covering for him, and then they finally just told him, dude, just put it back in his box so, you can keep your job or something. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. I mean, the balconies are great for a cruise if you're not going to get sick. Like if you take a cruise, like I would never suggest, a balcony on your first cruise. One, it costs you, so much more, and you don't want to be sick for paying extra. You get the low center, and then if you're like, wow, I'm fine, because most of the time, if you think about it, if you get a cruise ship, 90% of the time when it's at sea, you're not going to be in your room. You're going to be up by the pool or something else. And if you get sick at upstairs, you're going to be like, okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't get a balcony. If you don't get sick, then you say, hey, next time we take a cruise, maybe we'll get the balcony and see, you know? Yeah, good luck with that. I would definitely, like if it doesn't show up by the next day, go to the post office and you can ask them to track it and they will, like, because they can see when those little scanners that they have now that they have to, like, scan it when they put it in your mailbox. They can see where he was on the GPS, where he scanned it. So if he didn't scan it right in front of your house, then they'll go and try and track it down. So because when they did it to me, when my Nugget went missing, they originally said he delivered it at the wrong house. And they're like, oh, we're going to go to that person's house and they're going to give it up. And I'm like, one, if you deliver it to the wrong house, nobody's going to give it up because they just opened it up and found a 3-gram nugget, $500 gold nugget. They're not about to tell you they got it. No. Ooh, a nice chunky piece, a nice little fingernail there. Nice fingernail picker. All right. I think we're gonna get through this. We're gonna speed pan it. We're gonna use the big riffles. You live in a yeah. Well, no, but they'll tell you, like, odds are if it's missing, they probably might have marked it as delivered hours before, like a mile away. But yeah, if he's at the box, then he might have stuck it in the wrong box. And that would suck. But yeah, sadly I've had a few packages missing. The worst thing is a lot of the packages, if my packages go missing, that means it's from a secret shopper. So I've had a medium priority mail box that I think had 7 or 8 Paydirts inside of it go missing. And that sucked, That's, and luckily for me, that was the most Paydirt I've ever had lost. I think it was 7 bags of Paydirt were all in one box that fell apart and postage and, from a secret shopper. But the only good thing was they were all like $40 and $50 bags of Paydirt. I mean, it still sucked because I think it was like $505 or something like that I lost. But it could have been worse. It could have been 8 1-gram bags of Paydirt, and I could have lost $1,600. Yeah, I can't do casinos. I went to Vegas once and it was just, I mean, we went for the shows and stuff mostly for that, but I tried to go to a couple poker tables to play some poker, and I was just like, I can't deal with all these people screaming and loud, and the machines all making bling, 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 bling. Noises. I'm like, I can't do that. Especially when I can just go on my phone and get, a poker app and just start playing poker on it, I get mail at work, yeah. Yeah, your best bet, if you order a lot of Paydirt, like if you spend a lot of money on Paydirt, post office box is probably your best bet. I don't take my own advice though, and I'm too cheap, but. Yeah. And definitely don't order from any seller. Like if you see the seller, like if you get one package in and the seller marks it, like if the seller, like I said, has on the package from Bobby Gold, don't order from them again. Tell them, look, don't put your name on here. All right, this is the last of it. Not finding much gold in these since we found the big 3-grammer. So. Zone out the sounds. Yeah. I play in Hold'em tournaments. Yeah. Yeah, if I lived, like here, the casino's not too good. But if I lived somewhere, like if I still lived in California, I would probably, or somewhere good that had casino. Get some good poker tables you could play at, so. JM Bullion, I always suggest, I think JM Bullion's an ounce? Not even that. I don't even think JM Bullion's an ounce. And their prices were the exact same as AppMax, so. Ah, craps. If I could count cards, or I would, if I could count cards, I'd do blackjack. Or if I could figure out how to play craps, I'd play craps. I could never figure it out. Like it just, you know, black or red. That was it. Okay, we're gonna dump. There's too much stuff in here, so we're gonna dump it in the big pan again. Pan it down one more time. Get it down to all the little stuff. I bought all. Well, it doesn't matter. You can, even if you buy it from AppMax, you can sell it to JM. Because last year I sold a couple things to JM, and I didn't buy them from them. They don't care who you buy it from. They're just gonna resell it. Play Baccarat. I wouldn't know how to play that either. Don't throw a 7, and if you do, bet a 7. I will say I like watching craps. Like if I see it in like a movie or something, I always find it fascinating. But I just never could figure out how to play craps or roulette or any of those other ones. So I know how to play poker and I know how to play blackjack. So not very good at blackjack. I'm much better at poker. So. I used to really enjoy watching the poker tournaments, but I haven't watched them in years just because I don't do like, I don't have cable or anything anymore. So I don't really get any live streams of anything with poker. Every once in a while, I'll watch like the highlights of them on. All right, let's get rid of all this black stuff. Midwest Gold Fear. I'm there with you too. Yeah, I'm better off just not going to the casino. Last couple times I've been to casino is just lost money. And the only reason I didn't mind, but when I used to go, this one piece of gold really wants to come down here and go in Tuesday tailings, but I'm not going to let you. It was because when I used to drink. So, it's good to go to the casino and get all those free drinks while you're playing. But now that I don't drink, there's even less incentive for me to want to go. Yeah, this is a really nice pile of gold. I will definitely be sad when I ship it off. So none of this is going to my little stash or my Patreon members. This is all going. Somebody saw that the Big Easy was on my bucket list of Paydirts to go through, and they offered to buy it. Let me pan it, and I just send them the gold. So and it's a really nice smile. I will even put the nose and smile. There we go. Yeah, there's nothing like panning out a lot of gold. I'll have to, if you ever see it, I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll have to put it on my Patreon. But I did a video once of a mail call. I don't think at the end of the mail call I weighed it up. I'm 99% sure I did not weigh it up. But one of my buddies once sent me, and I did a mail call on it where it was 2 ounces of gold. I'll have to post that on Patreon tomorrow or something to go check out. But it was an awesome bag of Paydirt and just a huge smile of gold. No, but all right. No. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a big amount of gold in the pan. But again, this is somebody else's gold. I'm just getting to borrow it for the night. Tomorrow I will repan this and it will be off in the mail again. You know, join somebody else's collection. Ah, yeah. I mean, that's just a crazy bucket. Just lose 10 grand off the bat. I mean, just, I don't know. All right. All right. But there you go. There is the gold. You know something is bad is when the person that's scamming you, trying to rip you off for money, tells you it's bad, and you know, yeah. Clash did. I think in one of his emails he said that he sold a couple. I was like, yeah, right. They nobody coughed up that kind of money unless they just bought a bridge in Brooklyn too. But all right, ugly mug time. I just spilled my hot chocolate everywhere. There you go, Dylan. Smart moves. Luckily, it was almost empty. But all right. Ugly mug. Mm. That is my. Let me figure. All right. Yeah, I might have to go back to the old cam I used to use. This one keeps freezing. But all right. Ugly mug time. Leave that gold there. Get up on chat. Thank you, Mr. Meanleaf. For a J and D nugget. I've actually probably seen a J nugget. The D one would probably be pretty hard. A J you'll probably find. I mean, you could technically, if you just found an L nugget, you could kind of like gently bend it, gold into the J. 1.3 grams. Yeah, that's probably at least 1.3 grams. That's it. The smile with the big old nose on there. About 15 grams. But all right, I'm going to let me go get the stuff and start checking. Make sure. Here, let me open up chat. Make sure if you haven't, you go leave a comment on the hidden video. We're going to be giving away a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Let me write on my notepad so I know who we're giving away to. So the wheel, we got a wheel prize. We got a quarter grammer from GNS of high grader. Quarter grammer from GNS. Quarter grammer from GNS 0.15 from Lucky. Strike Paydirt, by the way. And then we have the Flower Gold Wizard Magnet. So lots of stuff to give out tonight. Make sure you go leave your name, leave a comment. Make sure you're still here. The Nugget is 4.124. I'm not going to weigh it up because I might weigh it up for next month's gold guessing before I ship it out. I don't know. Because I did order a Nugget for, speaking of lost mail, I did order a Nugget for next month's gold guessing contest, and it's made it around the country, around the United States twice now, and it still is not even coming close to me yet. So I've seen foot shaped, heart shaped. If anyone finds a heart shape, send them to me. I collect heart shaped nuggets. That's it. I like heart shaped nuggets. There was one in there, but it's got to be over a gram. I don't really collect them if they're not over a gram. So I got my eye on one that's 2 point something on somebody's store, but gold keeps going up and I keep not saving fast enough. So come on, weigh it. Now, I don't want to weigh it. I don't have time to weigh it. I will weigh it before I send it to somebody, because I told them, somebody sent it to me. I want to make sure they get all of their gold, so I will be repanning it. So 4.224. Here, I am going to send this off. I have the Nugget here. I will weigh up the Nugget and let's see. Package. Tony, what's up, brother? I know the weight. All right, I will do that, Lucky. And I'll send you a message on Patreon with the addresses and stuff like that. Now, if you do win something tonight, make sure you email me, Dylan at Miller Prospecting. I will put that in here. Make sure you email me with your address and stuff like that so I can have all these prizes forwarded to somebody so you can send them. So let's go. Let me go get the link for the hidden comment and stuff like that. Make sure all the comments are going through. All right, all the comments are going through. That's awesome. Let's get the link. There we go. So bye-bye to the beautiful gold. That was absolutely awesome to pan out. Much different than I actually thought it would be. I really thought it was going to be bigger pickers and nuggets, and that was it. I thought it was going to be like 30 pieces of gold, which would still be awesome if, still weighed 15 grams. So this was much more challenging than I thought it would be. Like if this wasn't a time crunch, this would have been an all-day panning experience. I could have spent 8 or 9 hours panning that out. So that was really awesome. And I will dry out that dirt, and that will go into the jug, wherever I put the jug. In the jug, it will go into the jug, and then I will have it on my shelf permanently. Just not with 15 grams of gold in it. It'll have no gold in it, but I will have the dirt in it on my shelf, and the new sticker once I get the sticker made for it, because it's got to say the Big Easy. All right, let's say bye to the panning cam. We'll move the panning cam. All right, we'll move that down. Make sure Windows on. Yeah. So, all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Start pulling some names. Now, again, you won't have much time to say you're here when I pull your name, so make sure you kind of be quick and say you're here so we can move on. We're going to do the wheel first, so that way somebody can say they're here, they'll have longer, then we'll start pulling names for prizes. Now, again, to claim this prize, you must post something in live chat. So if I pull your name, if I say, so-and-so, you must post in live chat, I'm here for said prize, and then I'll have you email me, give me your name, your address, and I will forward that to whoever's giving you the prize, whether it's me or Golden Nugget Sales or Lucky Paydirt, Lucky Strike Paydirt, or Wes from Flower Gold Wizards. So, all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Start getting, well, here, let me catch up on chat, make sure chat's here. Rich. That's a good one. Rick Johnson, thank you. I'm glad you're here. But all right, let's shrink down. Ugly mug. Get to what we're supposed to be doing. All right. Oh, wait, I didn't get the link, did I? Let me make sure I got the link because I'm kind of spazzing out here. All right, make sure I got the link. Okay, I got the link. Now we can shrink down the ugly mug. There we go. Look at the best website on the interweb. Now I don't have my 2 newest videos here. So after this show, make sure you go check out my 2 newest videos. I reviewed 2 different bags of Clash. I did his Gold Impossible, and then I did his Fool's Gold Paydirt, and one of them has a surprising results you might not expect. The other one you probably might expect if you know Clash Paydirt. But I did put out 2 new videos today, and they will be on the website tomorrow. I do have my top 10 recommended sellers. If you need to know where to buy a bag of Paydirt, you definitely want to check out my top 10 here. So now let's show you the wheel of name. These are all the prizes you can win tonight. I'm not going to go through them all. There's just a lot of prizes. You can win a silver dime, silver bars, Paydirt, bear prospecting Paydirt. There's a Paydirt that Those Left Behind donated with 0.144 grams, some copper rounds, things like that. A whole bunch of different prizes. And that's what we're going to be pulling for first. For this prize, this will be for the wheel of names where you can win a bag of Paydirt or something like that, or silver. Anything goes, include replies. But you must, again, whoever's name I pull, you must post something in the live chat. So then we'll spin your wheel and get your prize. So here we go. Pick a winner. Mr. Meanleaf. There you go. You need this. Well, there you go, Mr. Meanleaf. I know you're in chat. I don't know why you need to win. You're mean. So, Mr. Meanleaf, as soon as you post in live chat, we'll pull your name. We'll pull your prize. And then we'll do second place or third place, whatever it is. And now we're going to do the 1/4 gram bag of Gold Nugget sales. Let's pick a winner. And Jimmy LaCarey. So, Jimmy, make sure you post something in live chat. Let's get rid of that one. Pick another winner, and this is for another 1/4 gram bag of Gold Nugget sales. These are the high breaker, or the high grader, not the high breaker. So there we go. Jeffrey Button, congratulations. You just won a 1/4 gram. Let me catch up on chat and we'll pull some more prizes. Okay, Mr. Meanleaf is here. Is Liz here? Liz said she's here. I don't see Liz here. Where's Liz? Somebody said. Jimmy is here. All right, so Jimmy is here. Mr. Lean is here. Did Jeffrey say he's here? Somebody said, I haven't seen. Jeffrey's here. All right, so Jeffrey's here. So we're going to go do the wheel, and then we'll pull the other 3 prizes. So don't worry, we still got more names to pull, so you still have a chance to pull something. So we'll do the wheel of names. We'll shuffle this up. So Mr. Lean, let's see what you won. Oh, there you go. You won a bag of Paydirt, Mr. You won the 0.2 gram. So everyone's going to be getting some Paydirt almost tonight. The Bear Prospect. That's awesome. And so far, you're the first person to win a bag of Paydirt off of my wheel. So congratulations for that. You won that. So you got the 0.2 gram bag of Bear Prospecting Paydirt. And now we're going to pull some more names. This is for another 1/4 gram bag of High Grader. Mega Silver Stacker. Congratulations, brother. So he just needs to post something. If I can get my phone to open. All right, so now we have the 0.15 gram bag from Lucky Strike Paydirt. Let's see who wins this one. Cockatoo Birdman Bill. And then lastly, we have I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's this magnet from Wes over at Flower Gold Wizards. This is where I got mine from, Flower Gold Wizards, so I think it's the exact same one. Little magnet to help you clean out some gold. Last prize. Good luck to everybody. Thank you, everyone, for leaving comments and doing all that. And it's Eric H. So, Eric H., congratulations. Another great show, Dylan. Thank you very much. It's not going to be so great in a second because now everyone has to look at my ugly mug. I was not. That was not. I was just wanted to see if you were here. But all right. Ugly mug time, full size. Here we go. Let's catch up on chat. All right. So Megas posted. So we're just waiting for what? Cockatoo Birdman and Eric H. I know, and I think that might be my last. I think that's my last bag of bear prospecting too, which sucks. So now I got to wait a while to get some more bear prospecting. Eric H is here. Congratulations. So all that's left is Cockatoo Birdman. Bill, where are you at? Is he here? No. There we just waiting on Cockatoo Birdman Bill. But everyone else, all you have to do, make sure you email me, Dylan@MillerProspecting.com. If you don't see it, you can type in, or not type in Miller, you can type in email. Oh my gosh, I'm getting senile. So Nightbot will be posting up my email. Make sure you email me with your address so I can send these prizes off to you or have them sent to you. Mr. Mean, make sure you send me your address. Dylan@MillerProspecting, and I can send off your 0.2 gram bag of Paydirt. Everyone else, I will forward your names to the sellers who are donating the prizes, and I'm sure they'll have them sent off to you. So thanks everyone again for joining the show. Alan Curry, thank you very much. If you're still around, I really appreciate you, brother, for being here. I appreciate everyone for being here. I know it's a late night for you, Alan. Late night for everybody. I really appreciate everyone being here. So thank you for, Mr. Hogan and Wrench for the donations tonight. I really do appreciate it. And thank you, all my mods who kept everyone in control tonight. I really do appreciate it. And it was a great thing of Paydirt. This will be on my shelf eventually. I will repan everything tomorrow, go through it all, weigh it up, make sure I got all the gold as always. Thank you very much, Joe. And Cockatoo, thank you for being here. So everyone showed up. Everyone won their prizes. So we'll be shipping out some stuff and having stuff shipped out. This is awesome. Thank you all for joining the show. It was a longer show tonight. Next week probably won't be as long, but we will be going through John R. Prospecting Paydirt next week. So we'll be going through that next week. Should be a good bag of Paydirt. Don't know if there's any gold in it. This is just El Natural. No guaranteed gold or anything. Just from a bucket with some dirt in it. We'll see if there's any gold in there. So yeah, you finally get a gold nugget sales Paydirt. There you go. It's a little bitty bag, but and it's got high grader gold in it too. Those are some good ones. I'm gonna have to ask him to send me. I might want 1/4 gram bags of high grader. No. Right. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go call my kids, call everyone, call Liz, hang out with everybody that's not y'all. Clean up my studio, stuff like that. But I'm gonna get out of here. But I really do appreciate every single one of you who comes and hangs out with me on these Tuesday nights and puts up with my ugly mug until I have to start panning. But I will be back next Tuesday. I will have a new video, a new Paydirt review coming out next Monday, and it will be out Monday. There are 2 videos that dropped today you can watch, both of them Clash videos. And I know they're Clash, but you should watch both of them because one of them will surprise you, I think. And then next Tuesday, we're going to be panning out some John R. Prospecting Paydirt, which everyone wants to always see. John R. has been around forever, just like me. So, but I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully, everyone has a great night. Hopefully, if you're out panning some gold, you find some good gold because gold is still at a sky-high price of $5,000 an ounce. So the more gold you get in those bags, the more gold you find out in the wild, the better it is. So, but I'm out of here. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome night, and thank you all for joining the show. All right, HD, I'll have to hook you up. So, HD hoodie. What color? What color, HD? What size? Extra large or large? All right, everybody, before everyone starts putting in their orders, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, HD. I'll text you. But all right, everybody, have a great night. I will. I have nothing against Clash. I do my reviews whether I like or dislike anybody. Has no my all my reviews are set in standards. There's a certain reason why I do everything off a sheet. You know, that's why I have a scoring criteria. You will never see me saying, like, well, I like this Paydirt just because, or I didn't like this. It's based on numbers and facts. So, if he sells better Paydirt, I'll let you know. If he sells bad Paydirt, I'll let you know. And it's the same thing. I've given Gold Nugget sales, my number one Paydirt, recommended Paydirt seller, I have given him a bad review before. Look up my old review where he had the, what was it? Whatever the flat gold was. He did, Gold Nugget sales had a flat gold, like jewelry grade gold, for like rings and stuff. I bought like a 3-grammer from him and I was super disappointed. It was not a good bag of Paydirt. And he got a bad bag of Paydirt and he took his lumps, made it better. So, but all right, everybody, let me get out of here. Thanks. You all have a great night. And